On this week's episode, we talk about Extraction 2.
And other pop culture news.
This week we watched the new Netflix film Extraction 2, the sequel to Extraction.
Yeah, and it's good. It's as intense or even more intense than the first one.
Mm-hmm.
They use Chris Hemsworth talents and skills and abilities, and they tell interesting story. It follows the original, but it doesn't really follow some, because the post-credit scene on the original is, and if you didn't see it, it's not a spoiler, but the kid is meditating in front of a the kid he jumps inside of a pool and meditating on the bottom, and then he comes back up. As he comes back up, we see a glimpse, half a second, we see Tyler there. So I guess that would be in the future after number 2.
Yeah.
Because I
guess it would have to be.
It gave vibes, it gave feelings that the kid now is going to be trained to be an extractor.
Mm-hmm. But either way, as you probably guessed from the fact that there is an Extraction 2, Tyler survives the first one against all odds. He survives. He's whisked off to a hospital in Dubai to recover, and
by his friend and co-worker.
Yeah, and as soon as he's well enough, there's somebody else who needs extraction.
Yeah, and it's I'm not gonna spoil. Not gonna give you more details.
Yep.
The movie is good. It's intense. If you like the first one, you're definitely gonna like this one. There's one thing that I want to mention about it. There's a long shot, a continuous shot without cuts, following the action, following close the stars, the action, and deviates a little bit, but there's no cuts. It's more than 20 minutes. It's almost 30 minutes non-stop.
Yeah, this is a very long shot.
It is beautifully done. It's action packed. It's not like they just walking throughout like desert lands like they do on 1942, which is a great movie.
No, 1917.
17 or 17?
Yeah.
Okay, 1917.
Yeah.
But it's a great movie. But of course, there's like long periods of just walking. This one is non-stop action on this 20 plus minutes, and they took months to rehearse. They took 40 something days to shoot this non-stop, because it's like choreography. It's like this guy is gonna be here, next he's gonna be here, and then you're gonna walk, and then the camera follows, and then you walk in front of the camera, and then the camera goes. It's beautifully done.
Yeah.
It's
and when you see it, you'll understand just like the massive scale of what they had to coordinate to get everything just right to pull off this shot. It's bananas. It's cuckoo bananas. It's really impressive that they pulled it off. It's super effective.
It's made in a big prison, and you see scenes from the prison on the trailer. They actually shot in Austria, in the same prison they shot Mission Impossible 5. It looks good. It's intense. It's full of action. No rest for anybody until they got done, and it got done. It was really good, and the entire movie is fun.
This one raised the stakes in a nice way. Everybody, and I don't think this is spoiling anything, but you can edit if it does. But everybody involved in the movie they're not just there for money or for crime or whatever. Everybody has some kind of family. There's some kind of family connection that has everybody involved, and so like emotionally it's very intense, and everybody's like extremely committed, because it's not just the job, it's their family. And as we know from the Fast and Furious franchise, that's a good way to make a movie. So super successful. Chris Hemsworth shines. And frankly, so does everybody else. It's so fun to watch. if you enjoy action movies, if you liked the first one, if you like Chris Hemsworth, like this is a really fun, well-made movie.
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth, Olga Kurylenko, and a lot of the cast is actually Austrian. Yeah. Some of the names, some of the faces might look new to American audiences, but they are really good, and it's good they speak German.
No, was it Romania?
Romania?
What's the other? Because they end up in Austria at one point, but
yeah, I
but
think
the prison it's set.
Serbia. I don't know. You're watching a show. There's a lot about
yeah.
Serbia. But sorry,
it's that
maybe
Eastern
it's not. But,
European
yeah,
bloc.
because it's not German.
No.
Because I would notice.
Ah, shoot.
Germans.
I was just looking it up. Cause like that one little kid, the little.
I can see the main bad guy. Where's he from?
Yeah.
And Extraction 2.
Yeah.
Main bad guy. Georgian.
Georgia.
Yeah. So they all speak Russian.
And Georgian.
Because they are native. And it's Georgian, I think.
They reference it in the show. Someone's like, "Oh, since when do you speak Georgian?" He's
okay.
Like, since forever.
Okay, of course. Pardon me. I it's because all these places been part of the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
But they have their own language and their own culture. They were destroyed by the Soviets, but they got away. They got freedom, and they do have their own language. So Georgian for sure. It's good. It's, you should check it on Netflix. Anything else?
Apparently, it's good enough that a third one is maybe.
They're already working on the number 3, Extraction 3, and it's it's Jason Bourne, it's James Bond. You have a hero.
Yeah.
Mission Impossible. You have a hero. You have a mission that is hard, but the hero is tough. It will suffer, but will get things done. It's a formula that is it's almost foolproof.
It is, and something I think they do really well here is especially in the second one, like he's not invulnerable. Like we see him take massive beatings, and like his heart's on the line, his body's on the line, like so he's not like macho man. Nope, nothing can hurt him. It's more like
no, he is macho man.
No, everything can hurt him, and
but
he
survives.
Still gets up and he does the job.
Yeah,
and that's like that is a hero that I can get behind.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Extraction number 2 and number 1 are both available on Netflix, so you should check it because it's good fun.
It is really good fun.
And we don't have the numbers yet, but it's probably on the top of.
No,
actually, we do have. I did see somewhere that Netflix got 2 big ones on the top of the list last week,
nice.
and Extraction was one for sure.
Good for them. All right, The Flash is not doing so well.
Oh yeah, he ran, but the box office it was a fiasco. It got lower than expected, and they had lower expectations. Yeah. It got lower than expected. It got lower than Black Adam, lower than considering that the Flash is a far more known character, has TV shows, more than one.
That's right.
And it's known, you see a red shirt with a lightning, everybody knows in the planet is an icon. But nothing could save the Flash, either because of fans that want Snyder back, fans that hated the fact that they kept
Ezra Miller.
And there's some problem. We did talk about the movie and some problems the movie has, but also some of the problems that people saw in the movie. nothing. All that together, it didn't help the movie. The movie failed domestically and failed internationally. And Warner got a big hit because they invested something like $100 million. The movie took forever to be done. Changes and stalling and trying to convert or to save back Ezra Miller to finish the movie and to be at the premiere. Quiet as a bird, but altogether, it makes me wonder now. Also the ending of the movie in Batgirl and some other elements. It makes me think now if any of that was the reason for Michael Keaton not going to the premiere. It's still not clear. Still don't know why.
Oh.
But he didn't go to the premiere. Yeah, we did see the other Batman there. If you saw the movie, that still will not make sense. But anyways,
well, Batfleck, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, if you saw the Batman we see at the end of the movie, and you see the Batman does the premiere, it's not like, you know. Anyways, so yeah, that happened to the Flash. I guess dreams of a sequel, buried.
Yeah. Oh, he's so funny.
But that was not the only one that suffered through this weekend. Disney got a big hit too with the new Elemental.
Yeah, and by big hit we mean the movie was not a hit.
Yeah,
that Disney took a hit. Elemental bombed with a $29.5 million.
Yeah, it's among the worst Pixar premiere weekends ever.
There was one headline that said this was Pixar's worst opening weekend since 1955, and everyone was like, "No," because they didn't exist in 1955. So anyway.
Yeah, well, Disney. They comparing Disney, Pixar, Disney, but even Disney is older than 1955, right?
Yeah, but Pixar.
What's 1955? What was it?
I think it was a typo. Maybe they meant 95.
Oh, okay.
Or something. But even then, like Toy Story was a huge success.
Yeah. Oh, Disney.
Anyway,
Pixar. If anything, has a history of a lot of billion-dollar movies.
Yeah.
And this one started really bad. I don't know the numbers for this one, but the numbers of The Flash, apparently they are estimating $350 million total, domestic, internationally, after the run.
Yeah.
So they're already talking about domestic release, but it's a big hit. It's they took a big hit. It's not like a movie is a big hit. It's a big flop. But yeah.
I think so. I was looking around at like comment sections and things like that to try to figure out what the issue was with Elementals, and a lot of people had no idea that it was out yet. A lot of other people were just people who saw it said that it was fine, it was good, they would even recommend it. But yeah, a lot of people had no idea that it was out yet. A lot of people hadn't heard of it at all. Other people had already been to see The Little Mermaid, so they were set. It really like it just feels like Disney set it up to fail.
Yeah.
The same thing. I remember those first few Pixar movies that came out. There was so much anticipation. Like they would drop like the tiniest little tease of a teaser.
Yeah, but
there's like over a year before the movie would come out, and so it was like there was a big event, and like there was anticipation and speculation of what is this going to be, and then when it finally dropped, there was like a new Pixar short right before, and then there would be the Pixar film, and now it feels like they're just like throwing it in with like other. Anyway, it's too much.
The problems that come with mass production is the lack of quality instead of quantity.
Yeah.
And what happens is I did hear about there's some woke element. It's I can't remember. I honestly didn't care much about the movie either way. But someone mentioned something woke on it, and that's the whole woke crisis that is affecting Disney because people. Is losing interest or credibility because what Disney's been putting out. Also, there's the fact it's a lot. They keep putting like throwing things. Okay, and there's a lot going on. Plus the internet, which is a big competition now. Streamings are, maybe streaming this would do better. I don't know.
I suspect it would have. Like, if you got onto Disney Plus and then you saw, like, the big banner, like, Elementals, and you could just, like, sit and watch it at home. I will say, through the comments that I saw, and I read a whole bunch on a couple different threads, there wasn't really anybody complaining about it being woke, per se, but there were lots of people saying that, like, there have been so many Disney bombs, they don't really feel a great desire to go out of the way to see this, but, like, maybe when it comes to streaming. So, again, I keep on saying, like, Disney needs to just, like, chill and make a couple of good movies instead of, like, just, like, cranking out as many dumb movies.
They want to crank up, they have a streaming service for that. They don't have to, if you go to the theater, which is still kind of a event, right? It's not like that guy that beat the record for going to the theater 367 times.
Especially for a kid movie. Yeah. When you have to pay for like 4 or 5 tickets and get kids like to come and sit in a seat relatively quietly for 2+ hours, like, you're going to be picky about that.
Yeah.
I remember my family was like very picky about which movies
and
we would go see together, and it was always like maybe one in the summer, one in the fall. Like we didn't see a lot of movies because it was a big financial investment. So
and also when you have to pick your fights, when you have a movie like Mario, that has like generations and generations waiting, so the kids will love it, and they did. But the parents already love it, and they're like excited and waiting for that for decades. So you go against that to something completely new. And yes, we want new stuff. We only want reboots and remakes. But timing, maybe it's like marketing timing altogether. It failed, and
that's another thing. Mario went up against like no other kid movies.
Yeah.
And it was well marketed. I don't know. I saw a rumor.
And Mario was actually had a little bit of underdog surprise, because there was the whole hate going against Chris Pratt for so many reasons, because of his religious views, because people said it's terrible pick a voice for Mario. And
it was that first trailer,
and
people were not happy about.
It beat all that.
Yeah,
it made $1 billion.
It was a fun.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
It's
Our kids got it for him for Father's Day.
Oh yeah.
And they I think in all sincerity, it was our 4-year-old who saw it and picked it out for him.
Oh, and I love it because I love the movie and I love Mario. Yeah.
Yeah, our 4-year-old picked it out. She's like, he's gonna love it.
Oh,
and then our 6-year-old was like, oh yeah, and he took us to see it. So it's like saying thank you. And like they were so into it. But like they've watched it like 4 times since Father's Day.
Yeah.
And I'm not mad about it. It's a fun movie.
Yeah. It has everything. It has princesses, it has castle, it has monsters.
Yeah.
The monster is kind of funny, but it's still a monster.
You have a great cast of characters.
And content for more. And they're going to take their time and do it proper. And
in fact, I just saw Nintendo says they're making a Princess Peach-led game for Switch.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's like this cross media. You do a great game. A great movie and do a great game, and going back and forth, sometimes continuous, like they did a couple of times. They did a game that would take place in between the first movie and the third movie, filling the gaps. It's great because it has audiences for that, and it's straight. It does,
and you get a whole other. Fans. It's like a whole other audience of kids who's now like really invested in these characters, like a bunch of people. I suspect a lot of people went to see Mario who don't play the games or don't necessarily have gaming systems or Nintendo at home.
Yeah, but Mario is another pop culture phenomenon. Everybody knows.
Sure. Everybody knows, but like the movie got them like into the characters.
And they were very clever on having cards on the movie, because Mario Kart is
it's the game
mutation.
everybody plays.
It is a mutation of Mario that became a sensation. Mario was a platform game. You would run and you hit the thing, jump and do the things, and then they put him in a car to make a racing game. I was like, this will never work, and it like took the world.
It's like the best party game.
Yeah. And anyways, this was all to say that Disney is failed, and they go into an internal crisis. We have anything about that? You know?
Oh yeah, we'll get there. I've got it.
Okay.
I've got it worked in. I've got it worked in. Okay. Let's talk about. Okay, so we have written in our notes here, end of the world.
Oh, I
Do you remember?
I remember.
Thank goodness.
It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world. It's a song.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
it's not about the song.
Okay, because the song is good.
Greta Thunberg is getting into hot water. What water? What's this expression?
Hot water.
Getting hot water.
Warm water is very pleasant.
That's true.
Yeah.
She got in hot water this week because 5 years ago to the date, she claimed that in 5 years we're gonna all die. The world's it's gonna be the end of the world.
Yeah.
And she said, "It's not me saying. It's the top scientists in weather, whatever, blah blah blah."
Climatologist.
Yeah, and
climate scientist.
Nope, it didn't end. There's a lot of bad things going on.
Well, knock on wood. There's still time.
Well, it was Tuesday. It was Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Unless
I imagine there was a margin of error with those predictions. Let's not gloat.
The Mayan calendar set us to 2012.
Yes.
And that was a thing. It's like if I get $1 for every time the world end, I would have a lot of dollars. Yeah, there was a bug, the Millennium Bug, Y2K.
That's right.
Yeah. Of course, there was a pandemic. It was bad. Yeah. But we survived. And so many, and there's all sorts of quotes and stuff that we hear. Yeah. Nostradamus, Mayans, and
When I was on my mission, I survived 2 end of the world predictions.
Oh, my mission was funny because there was an eclipse, solar eclipse scheduled that in the popular, the populace culture believed that it's the end of the world.
Those are spooky.
And everybody got inside. I said in Africa, so the people, everybody got inside, and I thought it's okay, but I thought like people at the press, that have a little bit of different scientific formal education. One would assume. I was like, that's. But on that day on the newspaper, it was like, today is the last day of Earth. I was like, what?
Nationality doesn't sell papers.
Africa is very interesting because wherever you look, there's always a lot of people. When there's a car crash and you see a lot of people going there and seeing what's going on, it's like the population go curious and see, and in Africa it's like there's always a car crash everywhere. I was like, what's going on here? It's like, well, nothing. There's just people going. But because there's a lot of people there. So on that day, it was weird. There was literally nobody out in the street but us. Oh. We knocked the doors and people were inside under the tables watching TV for the end of the world. Oh, yeah, it was very interesting. Horrible. Anyways, the world is still here. And we're still here. We have more.
Again, knock on wood. Yeah. Let's not go too much yet.
Yeah.
Because
just don't go in the submarine. And you'll be fine. Aww. But let's not talk about that yet.
Okay. Jedi Survivor.
So Jedi Survivor, the game for PlayStation 5, the sequel of the game Jedi Fallen Order, was released a couple months ago or weeks. Anyways, if you played the game and you finished the game and you wanted to get everything, 100% accomplishments and trophies, you would stumble on a bug that would not let you finish the game because it would not let you complete side quests involving bounty hunters that you have to hunt and kill. Electronic Arts knew about that. I was like, the gamer community, the fans, like, start writing them. It's like, what the balls? We need to finish this game, and we can't because of this.
It's horrible to have a glitch standing between you. Because, like, it's not your fault. If it's my fault, I'm okay with that. Like, yeah, I get it. I'm a bad game. Like, I'm bad at this. And that's a me problem. But when it's a glitch, that sucks.
Oh, and it wasn't even the toughest part of the game. It was like, there's moments in the game, there's challenges and trials in the game. There's like, this is impossible. And me and several other games being able to go through and finish those quests and those challenges and those trials and jumping and climbing and spinning and going against gravity and doing all sorts of things. But when it came to that, we could not progress, and we would have like 97% of the trophies, not 100%. But Electronic Arts listened, and finally they developed a patch, an update, that if you need to get the less bounty hunters to get the less trophies and complete 100% in platinum, it's available. You can download us 2 days ago and finish the game and get for the bounty hunter quest specifically. There's a stranger that comes and surprises you. It's like,
who could it be?
At least we have a nice cameo surprise twist. And
was it worth the wait?
I mean
obviously it would have been better not to not have the
it was I find of course fortunately was of the gamer community is it's big. The game sold a lot, so people were like, Godai. And there were people like Williams like, I'm gonna restart the game all over again and I'm gonna do it in a way to avoid the glitch. And I was like, heck no. I'm not going to restart the game.
Long time.
I just played the game.
A hard game.
Yeah, the PlayStation on the corner, they tell you exactly how many hours you play.
Oof.
I don't know if you noticed. It might say that the games you play too. And this was like 78 hours. I'm not going to replay. Not yet. I just replayed the game. But give it some time to nostalgia and to be a challenge again. Even though the maps like confusing. It was like when I stopped playing a couple weeks when I got my 97%, and I started playing again to get the rest. It was like the maps was like, what? No, it's like confusing. But I got them. But anyways, so Jedi Survivor available everywhere for PlayStation 5, PC, and there's a patch for you to fix and finish and get your trophies. If you're not one of the very few that decided to replay the whole thing.
That's crazy. Okay, we started watching Secret Invasion this week.
Yes, Secret Invasion is a big saga. It's a big comic book event. It's not bold to make it into a miniseries. It's dumb. It's stupid. They could make something similar, call something else, when they stamp like a big name there. Like, okay. So the show starts. It's okay. It's been rated as the lowest Disney Marvel series. I guess I could understand why, especially if you have access to the series and you see the gigantic scope. There's some tiny little elements they copy from the books, but mostly is not the same, especially considering the damage that Captain Marvel did to the whole Skrull race, the Skrull planet, and the relationship with those creatures to the Marvel universe, and of course the old, already old and tedious trope of making bad guys. Not bad. They just misunderstood. So overall, Samuel L. Jackson is there, and even him, it changed. There's a different character. It's a different guy.
I don't have anything to confirm this. It's just a vibe I get, but Jackson is one of the executive producers, and this really feels like Jackson's version of Nick Fury, which I'm fine with. Like, let's take another look, like a different spin on the character, but
there's a problem of time. There's a problem of time in continuity, because there's a few from the Avengers, and then from that point, and then comes future appearances of Nick Fury, and there's the Fury from Captain Marvel, and it feels like they erased everything between Captain Marvel and now, and this Fury is following the Fury that was on Captain Marvel. There was a young Fury, acted different. It's, I don't know, it's just weird. Some hugs and
he's
over
really
sentiment.
Emotional, more of an open book, very, which is, like if it was just this, if he was always like this, again, it doesn't bother me. It's an interesting take on it, but he's so different from what we'd seen before.
Yeah, he's been
not
known
even touching on the books. Like
he's been known in the books, and in the MCU was like he's the man with secrets. He has all the secrets. He has secrets upon secrets from everybody. He knows everything. Yeah, and when he gets surprised, and it's like, oh, come on, get on the car for that. And of course, the ending of the episode, people hate it for so many reasons, including I personally thought it was like, oh, don't do this, and they did. Yeah. And not for the twist you see in the book. But anyways, moving on. Secret Invasion available on Disney Plus. 6 episodes. First one was okay. Let's see if it improves.
I thought about reading Secret Invasion before watching the series and decided I'd rather be happy and enjoy the series, and I'll read Secret Invasion later. And based on his reactions versus my reactions, I made the right call.
Yeah.
Because it seems like if you're hoping for Secret Invasion, this is going to let you down.
Yeah.
If you're just showing up for a Marvel series, like an MCU type thing, then this is perfectly adequate.
I would say
I said adequate.
I would say a little bit on that, because the tropes of the bad guys not being bad guys is still there, which is a problematic with media. Yeah, but everywhere.
That's what you would expect from. That's what we've come to expect from the MCU.
I mean, all the other franchises do that too, and the spy games and the odds of spy games. I was like, I don't know. I still remember Alias was so much better. But anyways, moving on.
Okay. Okay. So a little bit of news and stuff. The Titanic submersible, by now you've probably heard, went missing. Basically, like, tourists getting taken down to see the Titanic wreckage 2.5 miles under the ocean. It is confirmed now that there was an implosion and there are no survivors.
Yeah, apparently they actually imploded a couple days ago.
Yeah,
I guess right about the moment they lost communication, but they keep looking, researching with hopes. Unfortunately, there was no survivor. It was someone made a video simulating what happens on an implosion, and it's very big. It's very there's no way to survive something like that, because it's like against the most powerful laws of nature and physics. It's like pressure so big that our sentiments to the families and all involved. James Cameron shows up in the most oddest moment. Oddest moment. I just saw a blurb of him talking about how it was, I don't know. James Cameron opened his mouth is always quite bad, but he was talking about how the similances with the Titanic. Not only the name of the drone was Titan. Submersible. But also he was saying that, kind of blaming the captain that didn't follow the warnings, like the captain on the Titanic hit ice and so stuff like that. But I mean, again, it's James Cameron. It's a tragedy. If anything, we learn for the future. Yeah.
Apparently, one of the passengers is distantly related to an elderly couple who died on the Titanic.
Oh, really?
And there's actually a fictionalized version of them in the Cameron film. They're the couple who lies down on the bed together and kind of accept their fate.
Oh, those are real?
Well, again, it's a fictionalized. There was a couple who chose to stay on the ship, and then Cameron just kind of embellished it.
There's so many people. There's more.
But anyway.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Okay. So moving on. So a couple weeks ago, we talked about how here in the Davis County School District, the Bible was pulled from elementary and middle school shelves because it didn't pass the whole. It was deemed like too inappropriate for those age groups.
Yeah, some super small minority because there's a law here that stops inappropriate content with violence and what's the other thing? Violence?
Sexual content.
And sexual content for kids, which is totally understandable. So some smart butts of small minorities said, "Oh, but the Bible has that too," and then they decided to go against it, and they made the county to take the Bible from the libraries. But people with more wisdom and intelligence, they fought it and they protested and they got the Bible back. It's not like
into all of the school libraries.
Into all of the schools, so life is back to a little bit of normal before this whole mess.
I have to say, as a former educator and someone who would like to someday return to this just it's all so stupid. There's so much just political posturing and wasting time and energy, and especially teachers' time and energy over something like. Are the first graders really pulling the Bible off the shelf at the school library?
Oh, it was using the kids as political pawns.
Which happens all the time with education.
Because there was a law to protect the kids, and someone said, no, don't protect the kids. But because they couldn't fight the law, they started using the law in the most stupid, pervy ways to... Anyways.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, like, this is... It's so stupid, and all this is doing is making life more difficult for the people who are there to take care of the kids and to teach the kids. And it's a colossal waste of money. Like, think how much... It would be so much less exciting, but think how much time could have been spent figuring out... anyway, it's different soapbox. It is a colossal and a stupid waste of time. And anytime you get politicians or political parties or PACs trying to get you to argue or get really upset or outraged about something like this, it's because there are bigger fish to fry and actual problems to solve that are less dramatic, less exciting, and it's power mongering and fear mongering, and it's stupid, and I'm tired of it.
Yeah, but the son of the president was
it just doesn't get better.
He pled guilty. And he's going to get probation. Good boy. And when the president was asked, he said, I'm proud of him. And also, I'm going to send a train to research the submarine. Anyways.
Yeah. Anyway, like I said, colossal waste of time.
Talking about people in bad situations. Tenoch Huerta, is that his name, right? Huerta was accused of rape. And because of that,
this is Namor.
Yeah, Namor from Black Panther.
Yeah.
He was on the set of a movie called "These Men Were the Explorers." No, sorry.
What? Nope.
Sorry.
That's totally different.
Yeah.
I don't know the name of the movie. He was working on a Netflix movie.
I don't have the name of the movie.
No.
Okay.
He was working on a Netflix movie.
And he's out.
Yeah.
Another one into judicial problems with the law is Jonathan Majors, also accused by domestic violence, and his trial was set for August.
Yep.
No dates. August.
Yeah, just August.
Yeah. So Marvel is getting some problems there because.
And these were characters they were really hyping up.
It's not like James Gunn that made pedophile jokes on Twitter, and was fired by Disney, but then was rehired. Yeah. This is actually pedophilia is terrible. But he made a verbal statement. It was not an actual crime. I'm not sure. I will not talk about that with property. Yeah. But in this case, it's actual crime. So let's see if Marvel gonna do like Warner DC, and it's fine. Let's just hire them like they did with Ezra Miller. But anyways.
I don't know. Okay, Hasbro. What's going on with Hasbro? E1.
E1 Hasbro is laying offs. You know, the
Okay.
economy.
What's E1? Is that gaming or?
No, I think it's a Chinese company actually.
Okay.
It's a. Let me check what's E1.
Okay. Well, whatever it is, they're
can,
laying off 20% of their employees.
Go on.
Okay.
I'll catch you.
Okay. So those layoffs are happening, and in the meantime, the world's first AI radio DJ took over the airwaves at a Portland radio station recently.
Yeah, actually, it's a Canadian company.
Oh.
It's the parent company of Hasbro.
Oh, okay.
So that's why you see their names together.
Okay.
Also in the movies.
Okay. Good to know. All right, so they're not doing great, and radio was already meh, and now AI is maybe. I mean, we'll see if AI can do what a DJ does.
It's like you give, you give them a finger, they ask for the hand, you give them a hand, they ask for the arm. It's like you allowing AI. I mean, I guess some progresses, some technological advances are here to stay, impossible to avoid. But there's this whole fight, the WGA strike, and trying to stop and avoid that. And then these guys put a AI there to be the radio host and taking someone or a lot of people's jobs, because if you imagine in a 24-hour cycle you have, let's say, 6 hosts. Now you have a host that can take 24/7.
It'll work all the holidays.
Another element of AI is the of course there's humans involved, but if you give them space, they're gonna take it. It's a Secret Invasion, the new Marvel series, where the intro, the
that's right.
The main theme in the intro was AI made.
Yeah, I'd be pretty pissed about that if I was an artist.
It has to be. I don't know. Have to figure this out otherwise, because there's the element of laziness, even if in little aspects of mankind, on how gadgets make our life easy, and if we start relying more and more on stuff like AI, Wall-E society.
I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
Wall-E set this up for us.
You have to find ways to use, and I deal with computers and people using computers, and there's a lot of moments that computers are used. They're supposed to make life easier and faster, but they make life slower and more complicated to do tasks that, and AI is even more dangerous, because if used properly, they're gonna take away from what we do. And we're not communists that believe that we're just gonna sit down and the AI will do everything for us. And again, it goes back to Wall-E. But anyways, I digress. Moving on.
Okay. Yes. Let's move on. Okay. Effective in 2024, any film contending for an Oscar will be required to play in 10 of the top 50 U.S. markets, in addition to normal qualifying.
So the Oscars, the Academy, are making it harder for streaming movies to get nomination and recognition through nominations or winning, because 10 states, 10 of the
top 50 U.S. markets.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
It means it actually means quite like a city, Los Angeles.
Oh, so like L.A., New York, Chicago would be markets.
Yes, yeah. I guess you can in California you could put, I don't know, San Diego as a different market.
Sure.
In New York you could put across the river in New Jersey. I don't know if Burbank would work as a market. I guess technically it is, but come on, that would be a stretch. Anyways, it makes much harder for streaming. Okay.
No, I'm just wondering if that's actually going to help anybody, or if this is just like snooty Academy stuff. All right. Well, the opposite of snooty, Rob Schneider has some high praise for Floridians.
Oh yeah,
Which we don't hear much of ever.
He was saying as it is to actually tolerating the emphasis, if you catch my drift, the emphasis that actually moving from red states into
moving from blue states into red states.
Oh yeah, sorry, moving from blue states to red states. In Florida, it's a big one, but all the people live in California and coming here and bringing problems, like trying to ban Bibles and crap like that, and going everywhere and bringing some of their problems and anyways. So he's a comedian and he makes jokes with real stuff and he's not wrong. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Mission Impossible 7 is probably one of the more anticipated films of the summer.
Remember.
Thank goodness. Sometimes we make these lists, we make these notes ahead of time, and then we get to the moment and we're like, what?
Because you're not like WGA, but we have terrific writers that prepared this whole thing. But sometimes my notes are like 2 letters or 2 letters in a number,
which made a lot of sense at the moment.
it does. Yeah. I mean, I write all day.
Yeah.
So
and 8 years of marriage is not enough. For me to.
Some of the time. Oh, you have to. You're failing.
Learn the shorthand. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
But anyways.
Maybe after 9 years I'll get it.
Mission Impossible. What happens 9 years? I don't get it.
I'm saying like maybe in 9 years, like after 9 years I'll get it. 8 years wasn't enough for me to like.
Oh,
sync up with
okay.
your
I
brain.
see. Yes.
So maybe.
It's the Kabbalistic number of 9.
Oh yes.
Yeah. People saw Mission Impossible and it gets all the praises. It's being loved. It's said it's like high value. It's like, come on. It has a trailer that shows a lot, but I feel like I gonna love this movie. I dig that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And gee.
They did do a good job keeping that trailer cryptic.
Oh, there's so many references.
It's just like, look, here's the characters.
So many references to the very first one and some of the other ones. Like there's the train. There's like running in Vienna. Is it Vienna? I can't remember.
Yes.
But it's like, oh, geez. Actually, it's about time we're gonna rewatch all of them. Because Mission Impossible is so good.
That's true.
Yeah.
Actually, I do need to rewatch them.
And it's like dun 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 dun. Jeez.
The music is good.
Television. It's like these guys made such a great content for every freaking week.
Yeah.
I'm got the other shows too, but and it became movies. And he was a
recurring character on the TV show.
And it's one of like TV made into movies. And became their own thing. It's like, it's so good. And Tom Cruise has a lot of credit for it. So.
Yeah, some of that. Okay, so I think everybody knows about this stunt. It's featured heavily in the trailer. There's a featurette for it. That was the best part of watching Avatar 2. The one where he rides the motorcycle off the cliff and then like parachute. This is the first thing that they filmed.
Tom Cruise actually did it. No stuntman.
Yeah.
And it's like, even before he does it, he's in a helicopter, just like, I think I'm gonna jump here. And he jumps.
He doesn't even jump. He's just like walks, looking, and then he just bloop.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you get a chance to see the featurette where like they kind of explain the making of this stunt, like watch it, because my respect for what he does and this whole do your own stunts thing, like through the roof. It's crazy. But they set up this whole thing. It was the very first thing they filmed. Day 1. ¿Por qué, Alexandre?
Oh, apparently his idea was like, if he dies, you guys don't have to finish the movie.
Yeah.
Which makes no sense. So it's like, I would do it last, because if he dies, the movie is like done anyways. He should release the movie. It's his last piece of work in this
As
earth.
an epitaph.
And also people, you would like, it's a movie that I remember. It's a movie that the
movie that killed
Tom Cruise died for it. I remember when Brandon Lee, the son of Bruce Lee, died on the set of The Crow because of a loaded gun, just like Rust happened.
Like on Rust,
not long ago. He that helped the movie. It's like so everybody some morbid kind of way, but everybody wants to watch his last movie and also it's like to watch the movie. He died, and anyways, but Tom Cruise is safe and sound.
Yep,
and
still alive.
And Mission Impossible is coming, and we can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Apparently he's being eyed for a DC Universe role.
Yes.
Tell us more.
Jeez, it could be. I mean, he's a bit old, but he could be so many characters on the. He was fan cast him for Green Lantern a lot of times.
I could see
in
that.
the past, but
especially after
with James
the whole
Gunn,
Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
Hal Jordan thing.
That's true. Oh yeah, the initial sequence on Top Gun Maverick is like it's Jordan, it's Hal Jordan.
Yeah.
And
it's like cocky pirate or pilot with a heart attack. Yep. Nope. Forget the thing.
All the ancients hit it. No. It's like James Gunn said that but we don't know what. And again, James Gunn and his things is new and controversial, and it could be okay, it could be bad. We'll see. But if anything, if they could use him well. I don't know, Lex Luthor? No. They're going for a young Superman, so I guess they're going to go for a young Luthor. Maybe they're going to go play the whole Smallville audiences. I don't know. It's soon to say, but we come back with more once we get more news.
We will. Apparently James Gunn's very first action as chief over at DC was to get rid of Henry Cavill and Gal Gadot.
For instance, the Flash, the recent Flash, the final scene after the courthouse, we would see the Trinity, we see Superman.
The original plan.
Yeah. No, I think they shot.
Yeah.
So it would see Henry Cavill, Superman, Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, and Ben Affleck as Batman, and he right away scratched that, like he scratched when Warner announced that Henry Cavill was back after Black Adam. He said, "No, I don't want to." We don't know the details on why, but yeah. Gal Gadot was being a little bit cryptic, but she kind of meant insinuate that she's probably done with Wonder Woman, and she was actually feeling relieved because now I don't have to wait. I can do other things. So good for her.
Speaking of which, Netflix dropped a trailer for a new Gal Gadot film, a spy thriller called Heart of Stone.
It looks good.
It does. It's coming to Netflix on August 11th.
Yeah, it looks intense action and just like nerd elements and
classic spy thriller stuff. Yeah.
The odds are high. The end of the world might happen. Not in 5 years, but might happen now.
Yep.
In August.
We also August 11th. We also saw a trailer for Netflix's One Piece live action adaptation.
I never seen the anime or read the manga, but it looks okay.
My take, just like, again, I haven't seen or read it either, but from watching it, I'm not convinced that this is one that's going to translate to live action very well. It just makes me want to go watch the anime.
Oh, does it? Did you see the images showing the cast of Avatar?
I did.
They look good.
So that one is translating well. Not everything leaves cartoon world and enters like real life very effectively. I'm not convinced on One Piece.
Come on,
but Avatar
challenge accepting now. Come on.
Yeah, prove me wrong by all means. This is one of many things I'd love to be wrong about. But again, I'm just not convinced that One Piece is getting it right. But yeah, the new images for Avatar, The Last Airbender look really good.
Okay.
Okay, and then Linda Hamilton is joining Stranger Things.
Yeah, Sarah Connor is coming to the last season of Strange New World, so they're gonna need all the help they can get.
Truly. Okay, American Auto got canceled. Oh well. Some other trailers we saw. Dumb Money.
Yeah, on the whole GameStop
stock
phenomenon crisis. It has a great cast. It looks interesting. We're gonna check that out.
Okay, Spider-Man spin-off film El Muerto is out.
Yeah, so villain Spider-Man third-class villain. The Sony would produce, probably make him a good guy, is out. And talking about villains that are making good guys by Sony,
Yeah.
Kraven trailer came out, and to be honest, it looks bad.
I was so confused by it. I thought that he was like a dark hero, and that other lady in the trailer was Vixen.
Oh no, it's
and
Marvel.
Then, nope, it's Marvel, and he's a villain.
But not in this movie. But in this movie, because Morbius was like, it's Morbid time. Like they made a joke if you go a hero.
Yeah.
So no, it looks bad. He's like considered the less hunt of Kraven and great comic books. It's like Sony is doing wrong again.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if that's not the case, but yeah, it is the case.
Okay, Marvel Studios will not be presenting at the infamous Hall H San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, they will have presence on the floor, but not
Okay. Disney's chief diversity officer is leaving.
Yeah, crisis is going on at Disney. We only hear the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot more going on. Another one that is in trouble. It's Christine McCarthy. She was the CFO, and she exited amid clashes with Bob Iger and other executives. So, yeah.
We saw a trailer for a new Disney Pixar film because Elementals did so well. This one is called Elio. Elio.
This is for next year, so you see. It looks cute. It looks interesting. I don't know if it's gonna excite people to go, especially considering that, and then Disney's gonna come with new Toy Story and new Frozen, and in the midst of all that, they're gonna bring new stuff, and they expect people to go. We'll see. Anyways.
But hey, NASA warns of an internet apocalypse. Or are they warning of an internet apocalypse? Or are they giving us hope of like a reprieve from all these shenanigans? I don't know.
No! People need the internet to listen to us.
Fair enough.
To give them a little bit of sanity and hope and fun.
But they say that an internet apocalypse could remove our internet access for months. There are moments where like, would that be such a bad thing? I don't know.
I went out with a friend and he brought the fun. And I paid for lunch, and I created this joke, a trademark brand pending. It's like, you brought the fun, and I brought the yum. You're welcome, internet, so don't die yet. Okay. And last but not least, a study confirms that enchilados, not enchilada, sounds like it, but enchilados. There might be some Greek, what?
Enceladus, that does sound Greek.
Yeah.
This is one of Saturn's moons.
It's habitable.
So what did they decide makes it habitable? Like, they found water, there's like an oxygen, nitrogen
I think oxygen would be the main thing, right? Because we can live without water, but not without oxygen.
That's true. We can make it a whopping like 3 days without water.
No, there's more. No. That lady that survived the Titanic and never drank water for like decades. But we're gonna end here.
Okay.
You do your research and check that. But yeah, it's like never showered, never drink water. The guy in India too that never showered, so we survive without water. Yeah. But anyways, that's it for this week. You come back next week for more pop culture news, entertainment, and all the funs and all the yums. Haha! I did it twice.
You did.
We're gonna see the new
so nice he did it twice.
Indiana Jones.
Yay.
Oh boy. I don't
know.
Someone said it was the most adequate Indiana Jones. It's like, wow.
Proposal. We just re-release Raiders and Crusade on IMAX theaters everywhere and call it a day.
Come on, Doom is not bad.
No, it's not good either. It's not good either. Raiders, Crusade. Last Crusade is a perfect movie. No notes. It's perfect. So let's just watch that one and call it a day.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Maybe we'll be surprised. I doubt it.
Probably not.
Yeah, that's it for this week. May the force be with you.
Live long and prosper.
Bye.
Bye.